Hey, I'm Sam and I do design, and in the video today, this is my portfolio that got me a design job. So I already have a video out on YouTube, and that goes through the PDF portfolio that I sent off to Precipice that secured me the job here. But this is the physical portfolio that I brought with me when they asked me for an interview. And this is what I brought out of my bag when they asked me, is there anything that you've brought to show us? This is what I showed them. It's always nice, now that I'm on the other side of the table, interviewing people to give internships and stuff like that, it's always nice to have a physical portfolio to look through. I've only been doing this now for like a year or 2 years or something like that, and already it's so boring to just sit around a screen while someone presses a button to move forward. Whereas if I get given a physical portfolio like this, I can flick through it at my own pace, and I would fully recommend having a physical portfolio in a book form or a flip chart form or any form you can think of. It can be a flip book, anything, just so it sets you apart from everyone else who's bringing in a PDF or a website or something like that. So I thought that in the video today, we could go through this together. I thought that we'd lost this. I thought that Precipice, with all the GDPR stuff that had gone on, I thought that we had thrown this away, shredded it, got rid of all traces of my name, but we were going through and moving the studio around. And I guess because I was employed here, they didn't need to throw this thing away. And we found it, someone at work found it and said, oh my God, Sam, your portfolio. And I haven't seen this in now like 2.5 years. So yeah, let's go through it and see if I would employ myself now, 2.5 years later. So let's hop inside. And we have a contents page. Hello, my name is Sam and I do design. We've got a contents page. Cool. Next, Paul Cocktail Studio. So it's not cool of me to include these brand names because it's just not cool, because that's like name dropping when the projects weren't anything really to do with those. They were through like affiliation, but so many times removed that I don't think it's fair to put those in. And not only that, but they're blurry. Not because I've just blurred them out in Premiere Pro, but the actual logos that I've put in there are really pixelated and bad. This table, yeah, I helped work on that, and I did the Photoshop work for all the press release and stuff, so that's cool. That's fine to go in, but we'll move on. Rise and Shine Coffee House. So this is a personal project, which I still kind of like, and I still wish that I could return to this and sort of tweak it more and make it more presentable now that I know what I'm doing a little bit more. But this is cool to show some progression and also to show the final one. This is a really bland image, and I would zoom out to show more ideation. In fact, thinking back, I remember the fact that I realized I didn't have enough ideation in my portfolio, so I quickly did these sketches, right? So I did all this, and then I did these sketches afterwards on one sheet of A4, zoomed in real close to make it look like there was like miles and miles of sketches. But now that I'm in the industry, I can see straight through that. I know that's exactly what happened. So I wasn't fooling anyone. And when people apply doing that, they're not fooling anyone either. But I guess it's like nice as a whole page, as a composition. It is pretty bland, and I would bump this in Photoshop to make the whites more white. Maybe not so it's like bleeding off the page so you can't see where the end is, because then we'd have some weird artifacts around here. But just to make it pop a little bit more, I'd go back and do that. This page, yes, some more development work, and I was showing that I was sketching on the train because I'm so cool and I sketch everywhere, I guess. But yeah, the image is so yellow and not a great photo at all. It's definitely a phone photo. I don't know what the color balance is, but that's definitely not my skin color. Yeah, I would keep this photo, but I'd Photoshop it a lot more to make it better, or just get a nicer photo in general. This, I remember, was like one of the first times I'd opened Keyshot properly, and I decided to do this full scene, which is showing like the atmosphere that I would want in Rise and Shine. There's a little bit of branding here on the window, a little bit of branding on these tiny coffee bags in the corner here. But apart from that, it's not a great render, but it's a start. And maybe I could go back and do this again, knowing what I'm doing a little bit more in Keyshot now. Let's have a look. Fifi's Paradise. This was a personal project. This was a freelance project that I was working on. It never really worked out with the client, and I don't think they took it much further. But they were really specific about the types of things that they wanted in their tea packaging, and they didn't really have a price point. It was a weird project to work on. I don't know, looking at it now, I remember having some really bad memories of this. And everything that I would suggest that would make it nicer, the client didn't like, so I kept going down their route. But, well, you know, we all have projects like that, and I put it in here to show some branding work and some visualization work that I was doing. This was all in Photoshop, actually. What I should have done is done it in Keyshot, modeled it in SolidWorks, rendered it in Keyshot, and then map on the graphics to get some more realistic lighting. But this is all layers in Photoshop because I really didn't know what I was doing at the time. This is a page that I wanted to show, I guess, to show some background and some model progression and stuff, and show that it's moving along a little bit, which is, yeah, that's fine. And what you'll notice is I always start on like the hero page, right? And then I go back into some more detail afterwards, because doing that means that you've already seen the title of the project, and then you can go in and look at more details later. I kind of think of it like each new section is like the front cover of a book, and then you go and read more about the book after. But so like you've got the amazing front cover that catches your eye, and then you've got the details later on. And if you start with the nitty-gritty of the details of the book, you have no idea where the project is progressing towards and no idea what the point of the project is. So that's why I would always say start with the hero image first. This was Without Fidel branding their album release, their EP. And yeah, this was a fun project. I haven't really shown it again very well here. This image is not very nice. This is an image that the band sent me after it was printed. I would have asked for a better image if I was a little bit more picky at the time, and I definitely would now. This was a mock-up on just a stock image of somewhere on the subway. Yeah, cool. Some original Sam Does Design sketches. Wow. I really put these in a portfolio. So this was, like I said, this was second year of university. I was actually really proud of these sketches, and these are pretty good, actually, I would say, if they took me like half an hour or something to do. I know these probably took me like 2 hours to do back when I was at uni. Same for these, you know, there's a start point there. And my boss who interviewed me, who's now my boss, he said at the end of my portfolio review for the interview, he was like, so you didn't really show much of your sketches. Why is that? Or something to that effect. Or he said, like, would you show clients your sketches? Do you think you're good enough to show clients? And that was the moment that I decided to make Sam Does Design, because I left that interview thinking, oh man, he picked me up on my sketching abilities, and that means that I'm probably not going to get this job, so I should get better. So that's why I started Sam Does Design, and scroll through. If you go on my Instagram, scroll through to the very bottom, and you'll see sketches really similar to this, if not these exact sketches, as I was posting and asking people for advice. And then eventually I got better at sketching. Still not where I want to be, but there's always room for improvement. But that's the moral of the story. If you're not good at a certain aspect, it's a tricky line to show your best, to show that you're trying to get better at it, or to just leave it out leave it out entirely. So that people don't start saying, hey, your sketches aren't good. Why is that? You know? But yeah, I'm happy I kept those in, so I can look back at them today and see how far I progressed. Anyway, the next project, Proficient Desk. So this was a project at university where we had to make a fake company, brand it, and then make products to fit within that company. So we did desk tidies and desk office equipment. And I don't know, it's like, is it revolutionary design? No. This was an attempt at showing, hey, this might have some packaging in it, which is like cool, but doesn't really show anything. And it's definitely a uni project where nothing is like advanced enough to show in a portfolio now. But the beginnings were there, got some photography, which again is definitely taken on a phone, some photoshopped in text on a post-it note, amazing. Yeah, you know, fine. And I didn't even clean up the lamp. The lamp is full of dust and everything. Oh man, yeah, it's everywhere, dusty lamp. Yeah, and then again, some behind the scenes stuff. And this was the image again where my boss was like, hey, you're blurring all your images out and you're zoomed in really quite a lot. Why is that? Would you ever show them to clients? And that's what sparked Sam Does Design. Some lighting design. I think I've come on a long way in this as well. If you guys have seen my gantry light, 3D printed light, it's leaps and bounds ahead of this, and this was just 2 years ago. I don't know why I included this shot. It just shows a messy weld and some cable and some really yellow lighting again, not great. Yeah, I mean, cool. I probably should have started with this page, a hero image, a nicer render. It was featured in the Made in Brunel magazine at the time. But there is I could have presented this a lot nicer than I did, just with the bog standard key shot lighting. You know, it's not great, but there it is. And then these projects at the moment, I remember just being filler projects. Some modules at university that needed some quick sketches and some quick rendering, nothing amazing. And then again, the sketches that are super zoomed in, you can't see anything about them. You know, could have been shown a lot nicer. I think that's a theme in this. I think the projects themselves, I haven't really shown any research. None of these sort of solve a problem in a way that I know that they do, but I haven't shown that. I don't know how you would show that in an undergrad portfolio, but I know for a fact that they haven't. This was a group project that we worked on at university, and this was all just to say that we made these. We didn't design them, we made them. And the reason why we didn't design them is because we were working in teams, and the teams are in pairs. So one team designed something, and then the other team made it, and then we swapped. So they designed this, and we made it, and then we designed this, and they made it. So this was a coffee cup sleeve made from pieces of wood bonded to canvas, I guess. And the idea was that we were fed up of using disposable coffee sleeves. So we wanted to make something that you would own yourself and you would use yourself, and it would fold up and fit in your bag, and it was the same sort of size as your phone. Was this crazy? Yes. Does it look nice? It's a weird design, and we made sure the people making this sleeve were not allowed to use any CNC milling machines at the time. The project was all about getting to know the milling machines and the machines in the workshop more. So we turned around and said, hey, you've got all of these triangles to mill out, have fun. And it took them a long time. Yeah. And then again, just some extra shots. This was a cardboard version while we were designing it, and I think this works a lot better than the wooden one, but there it is. There we go. Industrial design portfolio, samgwilt.co.uk. Thank you for your consideration. There it is. Wow. So there it is, guys. That is my portfolio that got me a design job 2.5 years later. Let me know down in the comments if you would hire me. I was a second-year student looking for a placement, sort of 6 months, not an official graduate role, but still, it's interesting to see the types of things that I thought people would like in there. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell button and everything else that YouTube asks you to do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.